If you haven't already done it, guys, please put your stats in the group, because there's no other way that we can hold you accountable. So I put it, I shouldn't have to keep on repeating it when I put it in the group, but I will. It says simply, if Mick's target was 10 a day, and we're going to take it on a 6-day week, because obviously you in Australia, today's nearly over. So it will be for you guys, well, all of us, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So Mick's target is 10. He's very good at sums. He times that by 6, and he puts in the chat T short for target, 60. By the side of the T, he puts A, which is short. It should be AA. Activity levels. If his target's 60 and life and shit has got in the way, and he's only done 40, he will put AA 40. So that's all you guys need to do on that. If you can do that as soon as possible, otherwise it makes the meeting a bit meaningless. And then later on the call, because we've got so many, you understand it's impossible for Mick and I and Janet or whoever to call everyone to the mic. So Mick's going to pick out 2 suspects and ask them, not new people, of course, how their week went, and I will do the same, and what challenges they have. Later in the call, we will open up the mic to say, has anyone got any challenges on what messages they're sending out? And then I will explain the process of how, when we sign a newbie, how do we make sure, because most people on this call will tell you they've got many, many more passive members in their team than they have active members. We've got a way to turn that around. The stats are quite frightening. In network marketing, 95 people out of 100 recruit less than 1 person into their business and earn less than $200. Fortunately, those people aren't CFX members. In CFX, the stats are a bit better. Generally, for every 10 people you share CFX with, 4 people join. But some have got this on our call and some haven't. And your choice. We've got something called a landing page. And when we explain how we use this landing page as a way to get people off that starting block. If you have people in your business who have been on the starting block when they joined for a week and they haven't done nothing, trust me, at the end of 2 weeks or a month, they'll still be sitting there. So we believe we've got a way to change that. Thomas is going to share his landing page a bit later. Janet is a testament to it. You ask Janet, she will tell you for every 10 people, with the help of her landing page, that she shares CFX with, 7 or 8 people join. That's an amazing stat. That's almost twice as many than people who haven't got the page. And we will explain how we use it as a way of duplicating. So, Mr. Worth, back to you, sir.
Okay, so I'm actually a bit unorganised and lost tonight. I'm actually nearly speechless for words. It's a bit of a difference, but anyway, look, the whole idea, as Ron has said, for us with this group is to actually help each other be accountable and actually move up to actually rank advance. So, there's a couple of us here on the call who are executive and actually well and truly see the benefit of being executive. The extra money that comes from being executive, or let's talk about executive only, because that's the bottom rank as such for most people to achieve, and really it's probably one of the most important ranks to achieve, because it's the building block and the foundation to actually growing. So you need, if you want to grow CFX, you need to be executive. Then the next step is for you to have 2 executives. And that is the foundation and the fundamentals of CFX networking business. So executive is very important. It is, some people say it's easy to achieve, and some people say it's not. It's not easy to achieve if you haven't got a team that's building, because you can achieve it and you can lose it very quickly. And you're far better to achieve and hold than achieve than lose, because once you get the taste of the money that you get when you get to executive, it's unreal. I give you an example. I helped a person today on on my level 5, they signed 3 people up today on 3K each. And what do you think I made out of that? $90 a person. You know, on my level 6. He's my 5, they were my 6. So it's very, very important once you start seeing that sort of stuff, that how important it is. So Richard Mudd says, everybody's goal, if you're going to share, is do your utmost best. Your main goal is to get to executive. And because it is very important. I mean, I say I've been lucky. I got to executive, I think after 5 months roughly, and I've held it ever since. Now, I haven't gone to manager because of a lopsided team, but I've been lucky and I've held. Even over our Christmas period, I had enough points not to lose, and I've held it. So the only way to hold it is have a building team and have a team that is spread out within reason, so you have enough points to hold it, because that's the crucial part. From my experience here, it's very, very important. I mean, a lot of people get it and lose it. In any rank, we do. You know, it's a lot of ranks were lost over Christmas, not through anyone's doings, but yeah, it was just the way it was. But executive is the building block. And if you're not sure how executive works either 25,000 points in your business. Now that can come from many different ways, but let's work on you can't have any more than 15,000 points from one leg. You could have 5 legs at 5,000, but you can't have any more than 15,000 from one leg, and the rest just need to make up the difference. That's really the fundamentals of how it works, and sometimes not easy to achieve, but spreading it out across at say 5,000 points, that's $10,000 across 5 legs each. Possibly more achievable. You know, I think so many people concentrate too much on just 1 or 2 people and trying to build that, 1, 2 or 3 legs. But it's very important to do the other, to spread it out so you got more chance. And that's how I actually kept my rank, because I have one main leg, but I have a fair bit in my other 49 frontline that helped me hold it. So it's all about going wide. Not all will build straight away. I'm probably a bit different to Ron's stats. I have probably 60% of my team build. Out of my 50 personals, over 60% of those guys are building the business.
Oh, that's good stats, Mick. Very impressive.
Yeah, and look, people around the world are different everywhere you go. Like, you get Australia, UK, and different methods work in different places. So yeah, it comes back a lot to culture and the people you mix with. So, anyone have any questions regarding executive, how to do it, what to do, what you may not understand? Does anyone have any questions regarding executive? Janet?
I haven't got a question regarding executive, but I concur with what you say, because I was executive and I lost it over Christmas, and I'm struggling to get it back, and I'm losing lots and lots of money from my 20% uni level, where I see people upgrading that I was getting paid on and I'm not. And I think until you actually hit executive, for the people that haven't got there yet, all us telling you how good it is, I don't think it actually opens your eyes till you see it with your own eyes and what it means. And then once you get there, you certainly don't want to lose it. So yes, build as wide as you can and work with as many people as possible to try and get you there.
Can I suggest, guys, we need the rest of the questions till a bit later. The reason is, Mick, that Tom's going to share his landing page and he's got to disappear in about 10 minutes' time. So I've made you a co-host, Tom, if you can share it. Just to give you an idea, guys, the power of the group we're in. You may or may not know, we are all part of Ray St. Clair's team, which is called the Elite Team. Now, Ray hasn't got the largest team in CFX by a long time. I'm going to use a silly word, only. He's only got a team of about 12,000, of which the CFX Superstars, people helping people, form nearly half of that team. He may not have the biggest team, but trust me, he has the fastest growing team. If you ever come onto any of his...
Oh, somebody muted him. Wasn't me.
I didn't. No,
It wasn't
I
me. He
didn't.
done it himself. That's
Ron, you've muted.
Hold on.
the best.
Did you hear any of that?
Not
No.
much, thank God.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, just before Tom starts, just to give you an idea of what team you're in, we are all part of Racing Clare's elite team, of which he hasn't got the biggest team in CFX. He's only, I laugh when I say only, 12,000 people. When you look at John Kinnear's 120,000, but what he has got, and nearly 50% of Ray's team is our little team, which is the CFX Superstars. But what he has got by a long way is the fastest growing team. So to say you guys are in the right team would be an understatement. So here we go then, guys. So if Janet, are you there, Tommy?
Yeah.
Good. So when Janet or Tom get a person and they're about to say to them, Tamara, would you do me a 10-minute favour? Because we all follow what John Kinnear says. We hold on to his coattails. You can word it differently. Could you do me a 10-minute favour? Well, what's that then, Ron? Would you come on a Zoom call? Because if you send it to them, we know what they're going to do. They're going to Google it. We don't want to do that. We want to do a little bit of curiosity marketing. Come on a Zoom call, and all I want you to do is to watch a 90-second and an 8-minute video. Tell me what you like best about them. People who don't have the landing page, Janet will tell you. She was on the phone to me 50 million times a week. What do I send out, Ron? Where is it? Did you send it on WhatsApp? Did you send it by carrier pigeon? Did you send it by stagecoach? No, what we've got here is one-stop shopping. So you can see there, what you've got is the 90-second video followed by the 8-minute one. So let's call Tamara. Can you take the mic, Tamara? Because I'm going to make out that I'm pitching you. Is that okay, sweetie?
I'm asking her to unmute. She's not responding.
Yes.
Right, Tamara's there. Right, so go down the page. So I'm going to ask you to watch that. There is also a video of me telling you about my, well, we've actually got Tom's there, which is great. We're going to show you Tom's in a minute. So what you'd need to do, if you bought into this landing page, you get your phone. It may take you out your comfort zone, and you're going to do a little 2-minute video, and you're not going to mention the swear word, CFX. So if it was me, I might be saying, hello, everyone. My name's Ron Palmer from London. I am so pleased that a friend told me about the benefit of a plan B. What's a plan B, you ask yourself? I call it a what if or a just in case. If you want to know what my plan B is, carry on looking. Or you might say, hey guys, I'm so pleased that a good friend of mine told me how he'd shifted some of his savings into a plan that not only paid him over 1% a day, it doubled his money in 6 months. And you have to have a smile on your face and you have to sound excited. So I'm going to let Tom play his. I'm not sure if Tom's going to get an Oscar for this, but we're playing anyway.
Well, Ron, I'll tell you what, at this point, because I'm going to review my video, I don't want to show, I don't like it, it goes on too long. But at this point, you've got someone on a Zoom call and you're going through the landing page with them, right?
Yes.
They've seen the landing page. I'm wondering, and I suppose everyone should, I don't know, but where this is situated, this video, I don't think there's any harm in mentioning CFX because everything else around you is talking about CFX and you've already showed them, or you may have not shown them.
If you choose to do it, I actually don't think it's a good move because then they're going to go off and completely. But yeah, that's another point of view. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so look. I mean, I think the order in which you do things, you get them onto this, you show them, the landing page, and you have a discussion with them, and then this is just a little bit about me. So,
do you want to show yours, Tom?
I'm not, well, all right, I'll just play it for a second, but I'm not very pleased with it and I want to change it. And I'm
It's
gonna
all right,
do
you
it.
can change it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's not going to get you an Oscar, Tom, but it's all right, mate.
Good morning, or afternoon, evening, wherever you are. My name's Thomas March. This is just a very brief intro to who I am, and what I am doing. So, 54 years of age. I took early retirement for the fire service in the UK about 6 years ago now, due to a progressively worsening back condition.
Right, you don't need to watch that.
Okay, no, that's okay. Right, so
That just
go
gives you
down
an
the
idea.
page, Tom. So
Yeah.
once people have seen that, we also tell them that there's another 6 on there. All of them. So if you didn't believe Tom, there's another 6 different videos. We've got Joanna Martirana, who we know is an ex investment banker who works in the compliance department. So when you go down the page a bit further, you come to the circles, Tom.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I just got the testimonials, but
Oh, sorry, yeah. Just go to the circles. They can see the testimonials, Tom.
yeah, okay, well, there's a
Put it
page
in the
of
group.
testimonials there. Apologies for everything going so slowly.
That's okay. You're obviously
A consequence of my computer and being on a
All
live
right.
at the moment. So
right.
just
So
going
tomorrow we got.
just going back to the landing
Circles up.
page.
Might be easier for Janet to show him if you're struggling, Tom. Don't worry.
Well, it's just, so I'm back on it now.
Oh, you're back on. All right. So we're now going to go down to the circles and we're going to ask Tamara. Tamara, if you join this business, what pack would you be likely to join on, Tamara?
$1,000 pack.
$1,000. That's a good start. Just so you know, it's not where you start, guys. It's where you end up. Like a lot of people, I started with $300 and I'm now on the $100,000 pack. So $1,000, Tamara, if you did nothing and you were Tamara No Mates, which of course I know you're not, you would be earning $150 a month. You know and I know if poor Tamara left that money in the Bank of America, at the end of a year, she wouldn't have enough to buy her and me a glass of fizz. $140 a month isn't bad. But Tamara, if you decided to share it with 3 of your nearest and dearest, and they came in at the same pack, you wouldn't be earning $140 a month, Tamara. You would be earning $644. Can I ask you? You're going to see, we're trying to find out her why. We know what most people's why are. Most of it is, I'm really worried I'm coming up to retirement. Like Janet, I want to be cruising 12 times a year. At the moment, I can only afford to cruise once a year. Or I might want to send my children to uni and I can't afford it. What would you rather do? Would you rather be a passive member, Tamara? Or would you rather share it and earn a whole lot more?
I want a whole lot more.
Straight away, right. Brilliant. So Tamara, can I ask you, what do you think of these landing pages I've shown you?
Seems pretty good, Brian, actually.
How would you like to get your hands? When I got them originally, they were £150, about $200. How would you like to get your hands on a set of these for nothing?
Oh, sure.
Now, the bad news is you can't buy them. The only people can buy them is someone like Cecilia, who's one of our new members, but she had a strange sponsor. She had the cheek, I'm going to tell you a story. She had the cheek to put in her sponsor's group. Can you give me some information on withdrawals? Now, you know, if you'd have put that in our group, would I have banned you from the group? No, I'd have given you an answer. But that's another story. She's blown him away and she's now with us. So with your sponsor, if you get 2 people, we have to give them a time frame, in 2 weeks into the business, your sponsor will buy you these landing pages. And that would only cost them $70, 50 quid. So to get something, as you probably know, when a page like this is created, the big money goes in creating it. When Steve, the guy who creates them, has to clone a page, it doesn't take him as long, hence the reason he does it for 50 quid. So instead of having a member, and we know you get a new person in your team, guys, and they sit on that starting block and they're super glued to it, and they don't do anything the first week, you know where they're going to be the end of the second week or the end of the first month. They'll have done nothing. So with this, the chances are, with our help, and we're not unkind, if Tamara's got one person at the end of a fortnight, I will say, I'm going to give you another week, Tamara, and I'm going to work with you. When that happens, and Tamara sees it working for her 2 people, what do you think she's going to say to her 2 people? How would you like $200 worth of high-end marketing material? Yes, I'd love it. What do I have to do to get it? Well, you know, guys, there's no such thing as a free meal. You have to earn it, just like I had to earn it. And that's how the landing pages work. Has anyone got any questions about the landing pages before we move on to find out people's activities, please?
Yeah, Ron, I have a couple of questions about them.
Yeah, carry on, sir.
I noticed a fair bit of the content is not up to date. Is Steve going to get that?
That's funny you should say that. He's working on it now, and that's going to change. He's going to have up-to-date ones in about an hour. No, they're a little bit au fait. He's been quite busy. He's had a wife who's just had a kidney transplant, Steve, who fortunately come through it well, and he's working on those as we speak. They'll all be updated, Mick.
So will they be updated going forward in the future on a monthly, weekly basis?
He normally does them on a couple of months or a monthly basis for sure.
Because really, if you're going to use the content and it's going to, like that one, I know it's, his wife had an operation. It's October, but you know, it's a fair way out. And that June to May 2021, that's probably something that we could actually either remove or do something different in that, because I think that
that bottom one there, I think that was the one that you created, wasn't it?
That was true, but I don't know where I created it from now. I actually had I do have another sheet now I can probably use. I had something that I actually had the information for CFX they actually started in August 2019. I have stats weekly from August 19 right through to today.
Can I ask you something? If you can send me up-to-date stats that you want replaced there, and I'll get that, because I don't know what he's working with, and then we'll make sure they're smack up-to-date, if you don't mind, Mick.
Well, all those stats he's got there, the stuff that I've created for Ray, they're all stuff out of the Elite team.
Yeah. Just replace them with up-to-date ones, and I'll send them to him, Mick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I've got a quick question, Ron. So what, you're suggesting you don't send the landing page to people?
Well, no. If you ask Janet that question, she will tell you why she doesn't send them. Janet, do you want to explain to Paul and Cecilia why you prefer to get them on a Zoom and show them these stats?
You're muted, Janet.
Janet, you need to unmute them.
Yeah. Okay, I saw. Sorry. Yeah, so I was trying to take a note of loads of people that haven't put their stats in the group.
I was going to ask you to go through that. Yeah, thanks, Janet.
Right, okay. I just like if they will come on a Zoom call, and it's not always easy to get people on a Zoom call when you're speaking to them.
No,
but if I can, I prefer to do it that way, and it saves them going off Googling CFX before you've had the opportunity to explain. That is all. That is the only reason I try and do it that way. So when I connect with somebody, I just tell them about that I'm earning around 5% a week, and I've only ever put my money in once, and I earn every single week on that without having to put my hand in my pocket again. And if they want to know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, would they join me in a Zoom call so as I could explain? And then I will go through everything, showing them the landing page.
Great,
it's generally an hour call. It's generally an hour call. I do ask them if they can spare me an hour.
Yeah, no, and I think if you're serious about a business, Janet, if you can't be bothered to come on a call about a business for an hour, well, I'm not sure I want those people in my business anyway, because I know they're not serious, Janet.
Well, they can just sit there passive. It's nice though when they upgrade, but it's better if you can have people that work
Yeah.
with you.
But
Yes,
basically,
definitely.
guys, to put these landing pages to an end, I will put my WhatsApp, because I need it on WhatsApp, because Steve works on WhatsApp. I'll put it in the group. All I need is that video. You might need to do a couple. I will need a still picture. I will need your email address, and then I'll also put in the group my email address, which is where you send the £50 to. If you're not interested, that's great. But if you are, normally, according to how busy Steve is, you normally get your landing pages in front of you in between about 2 and 5 days. Right,
So
Mick, over to you, sir.
Mm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have a question, Steve?
Yeah, I have been sending the landing page to.
Oh, you've been
to your
sending my
friend.
one, haven't you?
Yes. So I just wanted them to see how it works, and one of them is in Australia, and he seems keen. He's actually an internet marketer who used to be my mentor, and I'm hoping that he will, get interested.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. Great. Mr. Worth, over to you. Oh, Janet, did you want to ask people, just before we go over to Mr. Worth, just ask people who haven't given you their stats to step up and give them to you, love? Do you want to do that now?
There's 10 people that haven't put
Oh, my
stats,
goodness.
and they are Anthony, Ashna, Ben, Colin, Dallas, Francis, Jenny, Jill, Robert, and Gabriel's only just come on the call, so I haven't given him a chance yet.
Why doesn't become mute, everyone? Then you can just go down the list and ask everyone individually, and they can just tell them to you, Janet, to save them putting it in the chat. Do you want to
Okay.
unmute everyone, Mick?
Okay.
Everybody can unmute themselves. That's fine. It's all open chat.
Okay,
Right.
so Anthony first, please.
So Dallas just put his in. He did a T30 and an A1.
Hang on, T30 A1. Yeah, lovely.
Uh,
Thank you. That was Dallas, you said.
That's
Did
correct.
Dallas
Yes.
make a mistake there? When he said 1, did he mean he planned to do 5 a day for 6 days, but he's only contacted one person in 6 days, or did he mean he signed up one person?
Maybe contacted one. He has a very busy life.
Oh, is that, no, that's okay. Just so we got it clear. No, that's okay.
No.
Thanks, Mick.
As we know, we all have good intent, and we all mean good
Absolutely.
intent. To be honest, but sometimes it doesn't happen.
Exactly. Right, carry on, Janet.
Okay, Ashna said she's going to let me know later. Jill wants to determine her why and see what's holding her back before she commits to any figures.
Right.
Right, okay. Colin, I bet you've got some stats there. Colin, are you there? Can you speak?
Anthony's unmuted now. He said he couldn't, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I couldn't
Sorry,
unmute. No, I honest to goodness don't know where to report to.
you pop it. You can tell me here, but we're just putting it in the chat. So can you tell me and I'll write
That's all
it?
good. That's all good. I contacted the 5 people I said I would contact. I got
Lovely.
three potentials, trying to bring them on larger packs, as opposed to letting them go and go, oh yeah, I'll give you 450 Australian and sit on it. I'm after a bigger commitment and to start at least $1,000 and then try and build.
So was that 5 a day over the last 6 days? So actually the stats
No,
was,
it's five in total. 5 in total.
One a day.
so in the last week, yeah, go on.
I'm actually setting up. I moved away from a full-time job to set up something where I have more time, so I could build this. That was my degree of excitement.
Yeah.
So I've basically taken a 50% pay cut and set up a home loan business so I can talk to other people.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, this is my last tilt. my last tilt, the Don Quixote at the windmill. There's the windmill. So no, it's so yeah, I've spoken to 5 people as committed, 5 a week. I have
How
3
many people,
potentials.
to speak to those 5 people, how many people did you have to contact in total to get a positive conversation with 5?
5.
Oh,
I've
only 5.
known these people all my entire
Oh,
life.
right, yeah, they're people who you know, right? They're your wall market. Oh, I see.
So,
Right,
as I said to you, I've been in sales for 30 years.
yeah, you understand it.
So-
All right, no, that sounds good.
So, yeah, as I said, I'm not sure. I think there's 16 or 1800 contacts in my phone.
Sounds good,
So,
mate.
to contact 5 people is pretty poor, but I'm trying to set up the businesses which will keep my cash flow going to allow me the time to do the other. But look, the answer is 5 with 3 potential.
What I would say to you, it's about targets and a plan. If you just pick out 5, what we're saying is, if you have a target, and this is what this group is aiming to do, a daily target of, say, and we say it's a minimum of 5 per day. So if your target was 5 a day times 6, that would be a target of 30, and that's what the need is to get you guys to executive in April. If you do 5, 1 a day, and we're saying the commitment, and your commitment's probably more than this, 40 minutes a day, 5 hours a week, whilst that's really good because it's your warm market, and having 5 contacts and 3 potentials is great. But you need to say, well, what would have happened if I'd have actually contacted 5 people a day? Wow, you don't want to think about that. It might frighten you, young man. Oh, no, that's a great start, mate. I just wanted to let you know what we're trying to achieve.
Okay.
One day, you and I will sit down and have a beer, and I'm going to enjoy that. That's going to be fun.
That sounds good. Okay, right, Janet,
Right.
who's the next person you want to ask? Or have you gone through them?
Benjamin Butler.
He's been on mute and no camera the
What
whole
this
time.
does, guys, just so you know, by not being in the group and listening to what we've asked you to do to get these stats in the stat before the meeting starts, what it's done, it's added another 10 minutes of work to the meeting while people are waiting. Just need to remind you. You know, we've already said this isn't a group for the faint-hearted. When we ask you to put those stats in, we ask you for a reason. This should have all been put to bed now. Just need to make you aware of it. Carry on.
Okay. Right, Colin Smith and Thomas have now gone. So Colin will have to give his stats later.
Yeah, no
Ben,
problem.
Ben, I can't hear you.
No, he's not. Ben has not been active on the whole call. He's been there, but not active in no
No,
participation.
don't worry. He might have gone. He might have had children trouble. Right.
Okay, Francis.
If his name's Benjamin Butler, he might have just
Yeah,
turned into a 3-year-old and
Yeah, he
left.
might have disappeared, yeah.
yeah, we know Ben quite
Oh,
well.
no, sorry, that was Benjamin Button. Sorry, my apologies.
Benjamin Button.
No, it's fine. No
Are
worries.
you there, Francis? Francis? No, we've got to leave it. No, we just can't spend too much time on this, Janet.
Okay, so just Robert and Gabs, that's all. Which of
Robert
you want to
Patterson.
speak for? Rob.
Rob, can you unmute?
Everybody can unmute. I don't know why they can't.
Right. Gabs, are you there, sir? No, let's leave it. No, we can't. People don't want to do it, or they're not coming to the phone. We can't wet nurse them. I'm sorry. Oh, is that
Oh,
Gabs there?
Stephen wants to speak.
Stephen, carry on, sir.
You're muted, Stephen.
Stephen, you're muted. We can't hear you.
He can't unmute.
Well, you can
apparently.
unmute.
No, I had
Okay.
a problem. I had a problem before.
Okay, it said I can't unmute for some reason.
Well, it
Yeah.
wasn't
Something
set
like
that,
that.
but
Yeah.
Gabriel's
it's now.
saying the same. Yeah, Gabriel's
All
saying the
right.
same.
This is
So,
my first call, but this is my first call, but I can I just want to clarify, the T is for target and the A is for actual.
Yeah, so if you targeted 5 a day, Stephen, 5 by 6, so start tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 6 times 5, 30. That would go T for target. The next letter is A for activity or actual activity. And if you only managed 20, you put down 20 because life gets in the way. That's all it is. And of course, I did put it in the group 2 hours before the meeting to stop having to go over it again. But I don't know. I don't know why people don't pick up on it.
All right, so just normally I've been going with 20, my target being 20 people, including warm and cold leads. So I can give that number, my target for
What,
for a
20 a
month.
day? 20 a day?
No, 20, I'm going a modest here, 20 a month.
A month, so that's 5 a week.
No, we want,
Mhm.
no, we want Stephen. No.
Is this a
We
weekly?
want it, Stephen.
Weekly.
We
Yes.
want a week, Stephen, not a month. Yeah. So
All right, fine.
if you,
All right.
the minimum is 5 a day. If anyone's serious, we don't want them messing around doing 1 or 2 calls. Because John Kinnear says, you know, I'm only following what he says. If you're serious about this business, you should be able to commit 40 minutes a day. Trust me, to make 5 contacts in 40 minutes is what we call in England a walk in the park. When I was on this, I don't need to be now, I was sending out 20 messages before I even jumped out of bed in the morning. If Sheila would
All
have
right,
had a
then-
smile on
then-
her face,
all
I
right,
might
then
not have
make it-
jumped out of bed as quick as I did.
Yeah, go on, Stephen.
Sorry, Stephen.
Then make it for a week.
5 a day. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Thanks, Stephen.
Ron, one more thing. Before the call is over, is it possible to stay on so that we can just have a chat about tomorrow's meeting at the end of this one? Is it okay?
Yeah, we must certainly. I can't come on the call because I'm going out, but I can call
No.
you on WhatsApp on my way out.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
that gladly.
All right.
Did we have Francis back there, Janet? I think we did, didn't we? Did we have?
Francis has, hang on a sec, I think
I think we
Francis,
got Gabs back, haven't we?
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
I've
Francis
always,
has
I've
put in the
always,
group.
I've always been here. I've always been
Yeah,
here,
I
but
know
I
you
just
have,
couldn't
Gabs.
sleep.
Francis, hang on a
Yeah,
minute.
Frances' target was 5 and she's
5.
speaking to 2 interested. She's driving at the moment, that's why she's not active.
Thanks, Lenity. Thank you. Okay, Gabs, yes, over to you, please.
Yeah, so I've been aiming for 5 a day, and this is on the coal market as well.
That's
That's
great.
what I'm
Well
doing.
done.
All right, so obviously people are, when I say contacting, but in terms of I'm doing that, so that's good, but it's obviously I'm just trying to get someone to be interested. Obviously, that's the main thing.
Okay.
So
That's good.
it's a
Thank you.
5. So 5 days. So I'm just, this is me on my total coal market now. Warm market does get mixed up in that. I do tend to contact.
Yeah, I think
here
all
and
of
there
ours
again in
do,
between.
Gabs, yeah.
Yeah. But my main strategy here is the coal market.
Okay.
So out
Do
of
we
the-
have,
out the
Francis there now, Janet, or not? Or is she gone?
Hang on. Out of that target of 5, so what do I put down for achieved for last week? 2? Because I know you've had 2 sign-ups with
Yeah, and that was on the warm market, wasn't it? So
doesn't matter, what's as long as you've achieved. 2.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, well done, thank you. Francis has put in the group, Ron.
Oh,
I've got
great.
the
Okay.
stats.
Mr. Worth. Oh, go on, Janet.
It's only Robert, I think, unless I've missed that one somewhere along the line.
Robert
Hi,
Patterson,
hello.
I-
It's Robert here.
Yes,
I'm finding this commitment to these vast numbers impossible to meet. I don't work. I can't work that way of cold calling, and it's just not for me. I tend to deal with people as I meet and greet them and social events and things like that. So these huge commitments to 30 and 40 people a week is just beyond my. Maybe I shouldn't be in this high-powered group. I don't know.
No, sorry, Janet. That's a good question. We're not talking about 40, 50. The minimum is 5 a day. And the group's here for a reason, Rob, is to try and get people, not trying, we will, to executive in 12 weeks' time. And that there's no doubt about it. It is not for the faint-hearted. If you was a sort of person, and you probably are, and there's nothing wrong with that, well, I'm just gonna, if I meet a few mates at the pub down the road, I might mention it. I might not. I might mention it to one or two on the golf course. I probably think with that sort of commitment, the group may be a step too far for you, Rob. That being said, you're welcome to stay here and see what's happening, and don't make any commitment at all, and you might be brought on by the enthusiasm of everyone else, Rob. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that's fine. I find it more of a pressure than a help. Trying to, oh my God, I've got to get 30 people. So I'm retired, and my life. Yeah. I'm retired, and I want a relaxed life. I'm working well with Thomas March. Him and I are getting on really well, and it's developing very slowly, but it is developing.
No, that's okay, mate. That's fine.
So I'm quite happy the way things are going, and to take it in a nice, relaxed fashion. If you wish me to leave this,
no, that's the last thing we want.
I don't mind at all. Honestly, I wouldn't be offended in any way.
We're not going to offend you, and we're not going to dump you out the group. I'm sorry.
Stay with us, Robert, and just listen, and hopefully you'll pick up some tips. I can assure you that once you get to executive, you'll wish you'd got there earlier, because the money just blows your mind. It really does.
Can we go on to Mick now, Janet, because we've only got a quarter of an hour. I'm sorry to push things along, love. Right, Mr. Worth, do you want to pick out one person and ask them, obviously not a new person, how their week's been and what challenges they've had?
Who will we pick? Who will we ask? Let's have a look at some of the numbers. Pardon?
You've got 23 to choose, well, 22 to choose from.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Let's not pick on, but I've just found two numbers. Which one's quite highest, which is very good. Leniki, I see you have a nice. Your goal was 50, which was very good, but you achieved 20, so that's great. You know, that's a good achievement. It really is. So,
excellent.
What? How did you go? Did you go doing that? And what were some of the tips you might be able to share with us? You're right, Leniki?
Bad week. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm here.
You had a bad
I'm
week, but
ignoring you, Mick. I'm ignoring you.
I know, but look, you didn't have a bad week. You had an excellent week compared to others, and definitely compared to me. So,
Mick, do you mind if I just come in there? I want people to be aware. This lady does this with the heavy burden of having her beloved Rick, who is a very sick man, and she cares for him at home, and she does this in between caring for him. I just need to make people very, very aware of that, because this lady's a star. She needs a CFX medal. I think that deserves a small finger clap. Over to you, Leniki.
Now I don't know what to say. I'm not exceptional at all. I'm just an ordinary person. Yeah, I did put down a lot for last week, but I did friend about 50 people. And there's 30 of them that I am talking to.
Wow.
20, I think it is, I put, didn't I?
yeah, 20.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, 20 that I'm talking to. And I've done a couple of follow-ups that I've had going since Christmas. So, but yeah, I've had a bit of a up and down week, so I didn't get achieved quite as much as I wanted.
Very good.
Sorry, question for Leniki. Is that,
Yeah.
Leniki, is that all on Facebook?
Yes, all on Facebook.
All on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, I do Facebook and Messenger, that's all. I haven't had any success with LinkedIn. So
How do you track them all, Leniki?
how do I what? Get them?
How do you keep a track of them all?
Oh, yeah, don't ask me that because I don't. Not really. I have to, that's what I have to do this year, get organized. But no, we should get that in our training, hopefully.
Yeah.
No, I just, I do normally start off and write them all down, and then I put a tick next to them if they message me back and so forth. And when I lose track of that, I just go through my messages and see and think, oh, that person, yeah, I need to get back to them and that, yeah. So I'm a bit disorganized.
No,
What
that's okay. I was just curious.
what you can use to keep track of your contact in a free online CRM, there's a program called HubSpot.
Yeah.
HUBSPOT. It's free. They do have a paid version, which is quite expensive. They're not cheap, but they actually have a CRM, and you can actually have a look, and you can actually put stuff in there and make notes of people, etc. And you can put down their phone number and their email address. You can integrate it with Calendly. If you're using Ray Sinclair's program Calendly, you can actually integrate it with that as well as a free app within Calendly that you can actually integrate, and it will bring the content from Calendly into HubSpot, and you can also then open it on your phone, desktop, computer, whatever sort of medium you want to do, and keep track of what's going on, because you can actually have a spoke to Bill, how long I spoke to Bill, what I spoke to Bill about. You can actually have that in the CRM, in the contact. That's free. Not a bad. I mean, you can pay to do other stuff with it, but that's all available from the free version.
That sounds
Good
great,
idea.
Mick's gone straight over my head.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Mick,
maybe next week. Also, next week you have a special guest on, but maybe we could also, after the special guest, we could do like a 10-minute little bit on HubSpot, just so
That'd be
people
great.
can understand what it is. Because we I think I can speak for most of us here. We have all good intent to to follow up with people, etc., but we get lost in doing the process because we don't have a system that works quite well. And we're all guilty of that, because sometimes you're at home, sometimes you're out, whatever goes on. And with HubSpot, you can actually have the app on your phone or your tablet, so you don't have to be in front of your computer. Oh, I can't do that, so I've got to be in front of my computer. I know other team people use they run a Excel spreadsheet, but then unless you're good at doing Google Sheets, or unless you buy Microsoft Excel and use that, it's a bit harder to use, where there's other apps quite good. And what I'll do next week, I'll share my screen and also share my phone, because you can share your phone on a Zoom call as well, and I'll show you how it looks on the phone. So you can see now, I'll even, I've got an Android phone here as well. I'll get it fired up, because Android and Apple always look different, so you can see the difference in how they look.
That'd be great, Mick. Thank you very much.
No worries, I
Appreciate
better I better write a note for that.
Put it
No, I'll
on your
probably forget.
spreadsheet.
I've got lots happening, mate, don't worry.
You will,
Put it down as your homework.
you will forget me.
No, I won't. I've got it now. I'm writing a note
No.
now.
We won't let him.
that's a good tip, Mick.
I'll remind
Brilliant.
you.
No,
Thank you.
no, pleasure. Who would like to volunteer? Not that you got to actually be up to Lennicky, but who would like to volunteer on their results for the week? Now, no one's here to, no one's here to bully you. It's here to work with you, and if you've got any ideas, to help out. So, anybody like to volunteer who has not spoken yet?
Come on, don't be shy.
I'll just say.
Yeah, go, Gab.
Can you hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
mate.
Yes. So with my results, obviously, I'm as people have alluded to, and I've kept going. I've been pretty persistent, but I just don't tend to give up. But it comes to a point where you just keep trying with LinkedIn, and you're still not getting people. And obviously, what you do tend to get is people trying to, get you into theirs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, no, I'm not interested. Have a look. They're not even there. What I've actually found out as well is that even though I do tell them to actually have a look at they say, yeah, sure, I'll have a look, and they don't even actually look at the Calendly, go onto Calendly and book an appointment or book a time. So that's what I'm finding. They just don't do that, even though they say, yep, sure, send me the invite. Gosh. So that is what I'm finding. This is on LinkedIn anyway.
Yeah, I'm not getting any luck with LinkedIn either.
So
I'm
Gab,
not very good on LinkedIn, Joe.
so I got a question for you, Gab. So when the person books and says they're going to watch the call, and because we only ever know if they're going, their intent. So do you follow them up, and how do you follow them up? In what way do you assume they've watched it and just go, "Hey, are you ready to do a Zoom call to get your questions answered?" Or do you ask?
No, I said, I know. I asked them how did the Zoom call go?
Yep.
And some of them haven't responded. So
Yeah. Right.
I
Yeah.
do get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a lot of cross marketers on LinkedIn. Like they'll hit me up for, whatever they're pitching and that sort of stuff. That's what I normally get out of LinkedIn.
Me
Yeah.
too. Yeah, me too.
I think anyone who
Get the contacts, they connect, but it's, oh, look at what have a look at, and they're not interested. They just want to push into whatever they're doing.
I think a lot of
I found
people.
on LinkedIn, everyone who I tried to pitch, all of them have heard of CFX, and they're all trying to pitch me on their business. I know Ray St. Clair swears by LinkedIn, but I'm much the same. I've been very unsuccessful on it, Nick.
And because it's been used, like if you look at Ray Sinclair's, and this is not a shoot at Ray, if you look at Ray's scripting or modifications of that, it's probably been used a few 100,000 times by people, and
you can see their profiles that they're using it just by
because you can. Yeah, you can.
sheer profile.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I tend to. So at first I was using the script, but then I've just changed this case for just get a conversation going and try it from there. But but still
What
not
I
getting
find
those
works,
side of results.
guys, is when I go on Facebook or anywhere, I find out I don't like putting even curiosity posts in groups. I call that spamming. I don't like that. But what I do, I select a group. So it could be, I don't know, crypto group for mummies, crypto group for old buggers, mum's working from home. And then I pick out individual people in that group and then send them out a curiosity post. I think that works better for me. Or you do it the long way, as Janet has been doing for ages. You go into Facebook, you go on to find friends, but you check their profile. You find out, like, do they like working from home? Do they like crypto? Do they consider themselves an entrepreneur? And you just have a look at that and then you connect that way. So there's a few ways of doing it, but sometimes it's long-winded, but you will get there in the end. I think so.
I've only ever had one success from LinkedIn, and you know her, Ruby.
Well,
She's my only Ruby, and I actually met with somebody who lived locally, who was very interested in the business, took him into a hotel in Canterbury.
Oh, I remember that, Jenny.
Showed him the business, and every time I follow up, it's haven't made a decision yet. I've given up following up, to be honest. He's not
He's
even
a fence sitter. You ought to send him a message. If he keeps on sitting up the fence, he's going to end up with splinters up his. Am I allowed to say arse? Yeah, because I'm allowed to say arse.
That's right. Yeah.
Look, guys,
something.
Cicely wants to
carry on,
speak.
Karen. We're coming to the end of the call now, anyway. Carry on, Karen.
Oh, I have two people enrolled on my team from LinkedIn, and in both cases, I did one-on-one Zooms and showed them, just like Janet was saying, I showed them the landing page right then and there, and they were interested and enrolled soon after that, not that day, but and right now what I'm doing, I had, I guess, 4 Zooms within the last week at least, one-on-one, and I let them tell me what they're doing, and then I tell them what I'm doing. And if they're interested, fine. So I have like 4 people on my waiting list from USA and Canada because they can't get on and they don't want to be in the Facebook group.
No,
But
that's right. No.
they're more hot than cold, but they're just waiting. And I told them they're very happy to be on a waiting list.
And of course, trust me, guys, you're not gonna have to wait very long now for Canada and America to open. So I'd imagine, Karen Sander, that might be music to your ears.
Yeah, and the rest of my group team.
Well, indeed. Yeah. Cecilia, did you have a question, darling?
Yes. I know I've been quite slack in Cash FX, And now Paul is very happy because I'm pushing myself forward because I've got loads of people that I think could be potential. It's just knowing exactly how to approach them. And a lot of them are rather astute marketers as well. And I've been approached by a lot of crypto marketers as well, which I don't really deal with because I will just tell Paul because he's the expert, not me. Anyway, cut the story short. I have sent them a message to say I've got something, a special program I'm in, and I'm doing really well in it. I know you said about the landing page, but now having listened to Janet, you said I should have a Zoom call. I don't know what.
There's no right or wrong way, Cicely. There's no right or wrong way. You do what works for you.
Exactly.
I just prefer, if I can, to get them on a call, but it doesn't always work. A lot of people don't want to come on a call. But what does help when you're messaging people, I've been doing it for ages, rather than typing the message, use your voice.
Right.
Press the record and actually speak to them so they hear you're a person.
No, you're right. You're right.
I did one for a friend of mine in Birmingham. So I'm hoping that I will hear from her.
Right. Look, guys, that's 12 o'clock. Can I let Mick finish up to tell you a very sad story? It involves Cecilia's husband, Paul, and how he's been scammed by someone impersonating me. So I'm going to let Mick tell you the story and how you've all got to be careful. Mick, can you explain it to everyone?
Yeah, sure. So there's a guy out there who's a very good marketer from the US. Actually, someone's made a fake profile by the look of it and used him as a name and picture. If you search him online, Stephen with a V, Connie, and he's a very big market.
Oh, right, okay.
He's a massive marketer in the US, and I'm sorry, not marketer, a massive trader in the US, and very successful. And yeah, anyway, so this particular person made up a fake profile to be Ron, and has reached out to Paul, and like a lot of programs seem to do, they say, "Oh, give me $500 to start. Give me another couple of hundred to do this, another couple of hundred to do that." And now we're getting, at the moment, I won't disclose the figure, but we're getting close to the $2,000 mark here. And they just keep going and going and going. And, Paul done research on the person, saw who he was, looked legitimate. But, yeah, look, all we can say here, and it's a lot of us here are reasonably experienced, if you get anything that doesn't look right, reach out to someone else. Because if you're new, just reach out to someone else. I had a team member today, and it's the old story. I know some people here have seen this story before. Pretend to he signed up into his CFX business, short paid the $300 amount, and now it's hitting up for the difference. Now, my team member actually reached out to me after he paid the $70 that was missing, and he said, "Oh, Mick, can you help me out?" Well, I would have liked to help you before you paid the $70, not after. But they use stuff that's so legitimate. They really, really do. And
Yeah, I know.
you have to be very, very careful. Look, we have so many companies, people, whatever you want to call some people, out there impersonating CFX. And you have to be very, very cautious, man. This other guy is from, and there's a lot of great people from Kenya, but there's other guys from Kenya, and he's even ringing my downline saying, "Look, I am legit." But from past experiences here, and I've looked into it, and it looks fairly legitimate. But why would you buy a pack and only send 225 to start with?
Yeah, he's tried it on a lot of us, Mick. I mean, you
there's
can
plenty.
imagine how gutted I was.
I'm getting a lot of Kenyan requests on Facebook from Martin's group. Well, because I'm friends with Martin, and I'm getting a lot of Kenyans and all weird ones coming at me at the moment. Wanting to friend on Facebook and I just won't do it.
What, Martin Dean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin seems to have a lot. He's my front line to me. He seems to have a lot of people like that. Yeah, you just got to really look at what some people are and see how many friends they've got, or vice versa. Because that's why I locked my Facebook down recently. A few weeks ago, I locked it down. It's not public anymore to anybody.
I mean, guys, Nigeria is known as one of the most corrupt countries on planet Earth. Anyone knows nothing happens out there unless you hand over a brown envelope. And you can imagine how gutted I was when Paul spoke to me this morning, almost in Chinese, telling me about the money. I said, what are you, Paul? Stop. What are you talking about? And when oh my goodness. So anyway, I've worked with Mick. He's gone through my Telegram group. He's told me a couple of things. I mean, I only have people who are friends with me who can see me there, but I've tightened up a couple of things with Mick, and I think Mick's going to put in our group on Telegram, the elite group, that he's going to copy that message from Paul and just say, be careful, Ron. It looks like Ron might have been scammed, and let's hope that's the last of it, guys. Look, thank you everyone for coming on the call. Janet, can you just quickly share how many people have committed with their stats for next week?
Yeah, I've got everybody except Ben Butler.
So what would that be? About 20?
What, 20 people? Everybody? Yeah, 20.
20 people.
Yeah.
Give yourself a pat on the back, guys. What a great positive meeting. Keep tuned and let's see what happens next week, guys.
I just say, hang on, we have a special guest next week.
Yes, I'm sorry. Carry on.
Don't say who it is. Keep it quiet.
No, let's keep it a surprise.
Now, there's 3 special guests in a row. There's one next week, one the week after, and one the week after. And I will say, amongst that special guest of those 3 weeks, one of them is Ches.
Hey.
No, we're not going
The only lady.
Don't say what week it is.
No.
Hey,
The
guys,
reason that Mick's excited about her is she's a fellow Brisbaneite. Is that how you say it?
I put dibs on Ron letting it slip.
Yeah.
I'm sorry when Mick mentioned it. I'm sorry it took me so long to get her. I think it took me 5 minutes to send her a message, didn't it, Mick?
Yeah, but it took you a while to get a reply. But yeah, no. So when we were on the call last Sunday,
We got there in the end, guys.
yeah.
All right, everyone.
guys,
Thank you again.
Yes,
Catch up soon.
Anthony.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. Yeah.
why don't we do something?
Right.
Set ourselves a target to get one scammer this week.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you
Get
what.
one scammer. No, seriously, get one scammer and convert him to doing it properly. Because let's face it, they've already got the bloody phones set up to multi-market it. So convince them that there's more money in joining it properly than there is
You're
in
right.
trying to scam people out of it. So yeah, get a marketer, get a marketer, get a marketer.
I'm going to leave you on. I'm going to leave you on a positive note, guys, and remind you what the prizes are. So the first person who hits Frank will get 2 days away in a little boutique hotel to the tune, I think we said $400, Mick, didn't we?
Yes.
And I'm going to stick in some spending. And the second prize, if you can come to London for the CFX seminar in May. I've got a CFX friend of mine who's a London cabbie. He's going to take you around London to show you the sights. And for 2 more people, and the bad bit of the deal is Janet, me and Gail, my business partner, we're going to meet you for a nice slap-up lunch, and we're going to pay for that as well. So no one go. And if you're not coming to it and you can't come to London, you're not going to miss out, because we're going to give you $300 to buy a CFX package. So I'm afraid the only people who'll be unhappy with that is my children, because I'm raiding their
Inheritance.
Yeah, I'm raiding their farm, but that doesn't matter. Who cares about the kids? Okay, everyone. Goodbye to you.
Oh, right. Robert raised his hand. Hold on.
Thank you. Oh,
I'm sorry. Was that a raised hand then? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just a quick question. Somebody sent me a message and I didn't manage to read it. it was very, I'll only up for a second. Could whoever it was give me a private message? I think it was a lady from America.
I think it was Jill. I think Jill spoke to you. I'm just looking back in the text.
I couldn't read it all in time.
You can
Yeah.
scroll back in the text.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
yeah, it was Jill. Oh,
Hang
was
on.
Jill, wasn't it?
I'll copy it. I'll copy it and send it through.
Yeah, Jill Fraser. Someone's going to copy and send it to you, did you say?
Yeah, I'll copy it and send it to Robert.
Okay, brilliant. All right, thank you.
Lovely, guys. Have a good
Thank
week
you.
now.
Thanks very much for that. Thanks again.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Bye now.